It's a loaded question, but how much might we see Castiel this season? What is his role in the season going in?
Yeah! You guys don't really want to know how much you see Misha or Castiel. Hey, Bill, Eric. I'm glad you asked. We've been getting this question pretty much every minute of every day since people started to hear about the change in Castiel. And, the reality of this is that we want to tell you everything we can tell you about Misha because we love Misha as much as you do. And we want to tell you everything we can about Castiel because we adore the character as you do. But, you saw the cliffhanger. It was very cliffhangery. So we want you to tune in and be anticipatory, and we can't say past what you know, which is that he's going to be in the first couple of episodes. So watch those, and then bug us about it again, and we'll tell you a little more.
Wow, that was really informative.
How much are we actually going to see of you next season?
How much I'll be on Supernatural is a secret. I can't tell you. Yeah.
I think I speak for a lot of fans when I say we're really missing Castiel this season. So I think a lot of us were slightly disappointed with the last scene we got of Castiel and the way that seems to be the way that his character has left the show. And the way that he doesn't seem to be being mourned by anyone, particularly on the show either.
After all I did for you. A little, damn that guy. Yeah, well, suck it up, we gotta go. I'm gonna bring his jacket, because I get cold sometimes. He's dead and dissolved, and all that's left of him is a jacket. What's that? When am I coming back? And a more concrete button on the question. I don't know when I'm coming back, or even if I'm coming back. I would love to come back. Yes. So I feel super depressed, but I have a shred of hope that maybe at some point in the future I could come back. I always have a glimmer of hope from that, and also from the fact that Sarah Gamble tells people that I'm coming back. That helps a little bit. Although, yes. Or is she just trying to shut people up? I'm not sure. But, I'm hopeful. I hope I'm just not busy working on something else and can't do it. And so I've been very careful not to get any jobs.
Is this the infamous season where Warner Brothers tried to kill you off for good?
We just noticed that your credit went from series regular to special guest star or something.
I forgot when you guys asked me to do this, I forgot about that whole chapter, the whole dark chapter. It occurred to me while rewatching the episode, or maybe watching. I don't know if I ever watched it in the first place, but I might have, out of spite, decided not to watch that episode. But as I was watching, I was reflecting on the fact that by the time we filmed this, I had already been sat down and told, you're done, you're not coming back.
So wait a minute. Did you know before the start of this episode that they're gonna try to kill you in episode 2?
Yes, I knew exactly what was happening. They were killing. They weren't trying to. They were successfully killing me in episode 2. I guess you're right. They were trying to, because they ultimately failed, didn't they? The next episode, 702, that episode was a double bonus for me because I was filming what was my unceremoniously last episode on the series.
Right.
And they really wanted to get it done on schedule. And I had a very acute case of food poisoning while on set. They would fill my mouth with this ooze syrup, whatever.
Oh my God.
And it tasted like milk of magnesia, actually. And they had stuff coming out of my eyes and my ears and my nose, right? I was literally throwing up. I was like, oh, can't they just send me back to my hotel? But they were like, no, why don't we do want to finish the scene. So why don't you just take a few minutes here in your trailer, then we'll get back at it. It was,
my
They
God.
wanted to wring the last vestiges of life out of me.
So how long are you gone now?
So I go about my business and I'm done with Supernatural, and I go back out there. I start auditioning again. Pretty soon it's pilot season, and I like looking for potential shows to work on. And then right around that time, so it's like a few months later, Mark Pedowitz, the president of the CW, apparently called the producers of Supernatural and said, "Now, I see that the Castiel character is not on the show these days, but you're planning to bring him back, right?" And the producers are like, no. And he was like, "You're bringing him back." So apparently the president of work Pedowitz weighed in on this and twisted their arms because of course they're like writers and artists and they don't work with me. But the bean counter at the top, he was like, "You know what? I think we should bring him back." So then Warner Brothers sent me an offer and it was like pretty good. And I said, "I'll think about it." And they said, "Well, you have 24 hours. And I was like, "I know that that's BS. They always say you have 24 hours, but you don't have 24 hours. And so then I tested for another pilot and I was like, "You know what? I don't want to do this. I'm not gonna sign this contract." I had my agent call back Warner Brothers and they were like, "No, that offer's no good. Can bring you back at less than we were paying you for."
Really?
I was a fucking good negotiator.
And then it was like, I don't know, maybe so they killed me. They tried to kill me. And then the president of the network was like, "You're not really killing Castiel, are you?" And they're like, no, we're going back. And so I came back at the end of season 7.